Just breathe with me, pioneers. That was sexy. That was special. Let's go, pioneers. Orgasm. I'll behave. Breathing in that good-ass Merkaba, that prana, that life force. What are we doing? Raising the frequency, raising the vibration. You better be raising the frequency and raising the vibration. So take that and take that good-ass energy I'm sending all of you pioneers out there in the matrix and galaxy. Certainly hope you're doing well. Beautiful pioneers of planet Earth and the matrix. Another day, here we are, plugged in, living in the heart of nature, living life, coming out today, being our best self, saying the world is going to be good to us, and the world has been good to us. We're right here, right now with you, and if you're watching this video, I hope and I pray that the world is good to you too. I want you to rise above anything you're going through. In this very moment, I want you to tune in, because what you tune into, you turn into, and at any time, things can change for you for the better. See, the world reminds me of that each and every day. The Matrix reminds me of that each and every day. In today's video, let's talk about it. Stop chasing money. Stop chasing relationships, happiness, and success. And instead do this. Do what, coach? Live your best life, and it will all come to you. Everything you wanted. As you can tell, pioneers, I'm not chasing nothing. I'm just out here in the matrix, plugged in the heart of nature. There's no place I'd rather be than with the birds, bees, leaves, and trees. Hit that like button right now if you're ready. Share this content if you're ready with other high conscious vibrational beings that are ready to unlock their higher potential. Certainly hope you're tuning in. So in today's world, a lot of people have a program that says chase success, chase money, chase relationships, chase happiness. But what if I told you, pioneers, that there is another way? That you don't have to do all that. You don't have to chase and waste your Merkaba and energy chasing relationships, chasing success. The moment you realize needing nothing brings you everything, can I get a hello? But truth be told, most people won't believe that. Oh, that's cliche. We need something. We need people. We're human. We need social interaction. Other people around us. We're social beings, coach. There's nothing wrong with being recluse and a hermituitous and working on you. We need food, coach. We ain't had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? It's 4 p.m. Wonderful pioneers, let me share with you what's helped me along my journey. Stop chasing people, money, relationships, success, happiness, and just live your best life, and it will all come to you. I said stop chasing money, stop chasing relationships, stop chasing success and happiness, and it will all come to you. What do you want to start with? Money, relationships, success? We'll go with relationships. Stop chasing them and instead do this. Work on yourself. How about that? I meet so many people, men and women out here in this matrix that are chasing some other being. People think it's only men, but women chase too. They want a comfortable relationship, a house over their head, income. Some of them want children. You know, they don't want to be alone, do they? Men and women chase relationships in different ways. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to do that at all. I live by this code. I just be me. And that's what's happening in my own life. Things are falling into sync. I'm in the best relationship of my life. I'm me and my son. And you find the one you love doing what you love. And that's what I've got. That's what I did. The greatest relationship you can have is with yourself, though. You got to know thyself. There are so many people out here that don't know thyself. 8 billion people out here. I wonder how many truly know thyself. A lot of people are looking for someone and they don't know thyself. They're looking for Mr. Right, Mrs. Right. They're searching, they're chasing, looking for the perfect person without being the perfect person themselves. And people are chasing this relationship status because they think it's popular. They see the lives of the rich and the famous. I want that. Kanye and Kim, etc. That nonsense. What if I told you ain't got to chase that, and it'll just one day come to you? What's truly meant to be with you will always find its way to you. It doesn't mean you have to be passive aggressive. Yes, have action, take it, but that action is being rooted in your purpose, knowing thyself, being your higher self, in tune with your true calling, learning that you find the one you love, doing what you love, being who you love. Chasing can be tiresome, arduous, troublesome. Shoes be worn out by the end of the week. But what if I told you you can just chill and work on yourself, because the universe is so intelligent, whoever is truly meant to be in your life will come and stay there, because people come and go. Relationships don't last forever, but the right one will. Can I get a hello? Sometimes we meet people for a specific amount of time and then they move on, and you're like, that's okay, I ain't got to chase something that ain't real. Because what is truly meant to be with me will always gravitate back towards me. Even if you split and you separate for a period of time, it will always come back to you, because you're being yourself, your higher self. The universe don't make mistakes. The universe created a game called pairs. Did you ever play that game called Pairs? It's a match. Now they implemented that into Tinder and TikTok, all these matches, Facebook dating. Instead of chasing someone, why not work on yourself? There's a reason why they say a woman loves a man in uniform, because he's about his business, right? When you work on yourself, you'll attract the one for you. Your shadow side, your bad habits, your flaws, your mistakes. You gotta work on them. You gotta be humble with them. And prepare yourself for someone special. And this is how the relationship evolves. This is how it comes back. Full circle. 10 times, tenfold. You see, when you are the man, you'll receive the woman. Can I get a hello? When you are the woman, you'll get the man. Stop chasing money, success, happiness, and relationships. And do this. Work on yourself. So stop chasing money. You are money. You are currency. Your greatest thoughts, your greatest value is your thoughts, your currency, your macabre, your energy. That's what true money is. Not a Federal Reserve note, a fake piece of paper. A lot of people are chasing money and they're saying, Coach, I want to make a lot of money. You make it look so easy. I'm like, why? Why do you want to make some money? Money's boring. It's fake. And people are like, no, it's not. And I'm like, it is. See, what's more interesting and what's more wealthy than helping people, being of service to people, creating value, instead of chasing money? A savings account, a number. Impact someone's life today in a positive way. Pioneers, I can't believe it. It's starting to feel like that old coach. I just woke up today all feeling all beautiful and shit. I want to come out and deliver this message. Stop chasing money, relationships, happiness, and success. And just be yourself. I'm just doing a little samba, baby. Raising the frequency and raising the vibrations. Telling you, you are currency. You are money. You're gold. You're gods with amnesia. Start blowing your own trumpet. I realize that I've been sharing with the world for a long time now, a couple years, my truths. And I'm humbled to have all the following that I've had, reaching multiple 200 view videos recently, and it's blowing my mind. Many moons ago, I was only getting 13 views. Things have changed. My intention was never to come out here and say I want to make lots of money. I want to help you make lots of money. I want to teach you that you are money. You are gold. How can I inspire people? That's what I was searching for. Money just became a byproduct in this process. What we developed this course around. I got people though that will invite me into their homes and make a meal for me. That is wealth. Give me a place to lay my head. What is more wealthy than that? I got people that ask me every day, John, what's the message today? I'm giving day in and day out. So I'm getting in return. Money comes back. Because I don't have to worry about money. Because my service is more valuable than the money itself. Money is just a byproduct of my service. So instead of chasing money and saying I want to be rich and wealthy, instead of asking the world, God, the universe, how can I make $1 million? Ask the universe, God, the cosmos, how you can serve 1 million people. Can I get a hello? And money will be a natural byproduct. It'll flow right back to you. Stop chasing money, relationships, and success, and instead do this. It will all come to you in return. Be your higher self. Get in tune with yourself. Know thyself. See, when I first started, I didn't say I wanted to be really successful. I wanted to have 1 million subscribers. I was happy just to touch one person. Shout out BQ at the Sandwich of Coherency. I only had a few subscribers when I first started. And that was okay. Because I knew that. I love this. You don't have to pay me to do this. I do it for free. I'll be myself. I'll speak my truths. I'll breathe in that good ass prana, that energy, that life force, that Merkaba, and I'll spread the frequency and the high vibrations. And as you can tell, I really love being in the matrix and the heart of nature. And that's the reason why I'm successful, because I love what I'm doing. And you can be successful too. Just be you. Don't chase success. You're already successful. You're gods and goddesses with amnesia. You're the celebrities, the champions. Be grateful for the gift that has been bestowed upon you. Pioneers, come on. Rise up. Build your fortunes. Build your legacy. People want to say, Coach, I want to be really successful. I want to go viral on TikTok, the IG. Why? I want to be famous, Coach. Why? That's so boring. You have no freedom when you have fame. When you turn out and you find out that fame shit's really that lame shit, you can change the world and then go silent. See, I thought there'd be congratulations, tears coming out their eyes when I made it. When I had 100,000 in savings, I thought my family would be there. But it wouldn't have made it no better. Just for being successful, you gotta do something. You gotta share with others. You gotta make sure your message is your success. The message you deliver to the world each and every day by what you're doing, by how you're living, by how you're impacting people around you, those gods and goddesses around you. Are you waking them up, or are you putting them in a deeper hibernation and sleep? You don't have to chase success. You can be successful right now, today. But you gotta remind yourself, you have been given a gift from the universe, the cosmos, from God. All you gotta do is tap into it, that higher frequency, that godlike consciousness, and not rest on your morals. Don't get stuck in your ego. Make the best out of what you have so you can be successful. And that's why you're just saying, pioneers, make sure you hit that like button, that share button, because we're going in today. And that's why you're just saying, it feels so good to be alive, doesn't it? So let's get started. Certainly hope you're all doing well. Sending you all much love and high vibrations, because what you believe in your hearts and speak in your minds will eventually become pure words in your reality. And what you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mindset. And what gets ingrained in your subconscious mindset becomes an unconscious action and an unconscious activity. And I just always want a mind to be guideful, helpful, and nurturing to others, so that I can guide them and lead them to their higher potential. So welcome back to another day in the Matrix. Sending you all much love. This is Coach Abe. Today we're going to be focusing on the setup for this cryptocurrency market for a very important month and time of the year for not only cryptocurrency, but the overall global economy and markets as a whole, as unity, one. We're approaching the final end of the year and the holidays are around the corner, and this is definitely a time to be paying attention to this market. For those investors that are looking to take advantage on one of the greatest buying opportunities in this cycle we will witness in our lifetimes. And you guys know me, I'm not one to hype anyone up. That's not my character. I'm very calm in how I deliver my knowledge, gnosis, and wisdom. I'm a real boy. So when I say what's to come in this market is an opportunity, that's because I have put into countless hours and days to decode these markets and build my investment thesis and craft and skill around my decodes and technical analysis that I've done in the past to give me clarity, and my pioneers clarity for what is next, so we can execute on our plans when the market comes to us. So this is a definitely very exciting time for the Pioneer Academy and University and the pioneers here, especially exiting out of the Rosh Hashanah and the Shemitah, heading into the Jubilee year that we've been talking about for the last year now. So something that we knew was going to bring a downtrend in the market was this recent lunar eclipse, double eclipse period. And I'm super grateful for all of us to be experiencing this as a community as a whole as it unfolds. So definitely stay tuned for some more up-to-date things that we're going to be discussing in this video today. Here we are in these moments where the market is just still finding a bottom, still kind of building structure and form at the lower levels, and it's just starting to get started for a lot of the markets, finding that bottom, that true bottom, before we hit a deviation and a trend reversal out of this. We know a majority of the pullback happened around this lunar eclipse, and when we talk about the stock market, it's just been doing its own thing, breaking past the 702. I still see a lot of opportunity still in this market regarding the stock market, but if it is going to pull back and continue to pull back, then we were prepared for that as well. We've been talking about this, but we can reach on up here to the 888 or set an overall double top right here at around 36,000 points, but the Dow's just completely in its own reality and breaking away from everything, and we've been keeping up with this for the last few episodes, so it's just really an amazing thing to watch right now. And with all that being said, I just wanted to reiterate the idea of opportunity here, to get ready to eventually short this market to the downside. Eventually, I do think we're still going to eventually see this traditional market push to the downside over the next year. So we'll continue to brush up on the Dow Jones over time and bring that back up. But anyways, back to the Bitcoin chart. It's just part of our transition phase right now into a new cycle, and I want to keep you all fresh. New cycle, new you. Be you. Just brush things off and mistakes in the past and have clarity moving forward. Simplicity and clarity is what I'm all about moving forward. And with all that being said, let's move into some of the introduction things that we'll be talking about today. The past couple of days that we saw play out in the markets were pretty important. When we tied them back into Rosh Hashanah, leading into a day that was the 330th day of the year. We've been going over this 33, very powerful number, for over a year now. It's been about 20 weeks or so, plus or minus, since we last talked about our chart, where we shared with you in an episode dedicated to the number 33, or 137 being the 33rd prime number. We see always potential volatility and ranges. Next one coming up from our last sell-off would be coming up around December 8th, being 33 days away from our sell-off. What could happen around December 8th? The December 7th and 8th is the full moon time period. Could we get a low come in around 33 days after we saw a sell-off? Who knows? Something we'll have to continue to pay attention to. But some dates that we just previously passed was Thanksgiving, and 11, 26, 27, and 28, being a day that left 33 days in the year. So we're going to be talking about this very briefly because I wasn't able to get out over the last few days and share with you during this time period, but we'll talk about it now. We know that this time period, Monday, the 33 days left in the year, the number of transmutation, very important number. This was the day of the market open, and we've been seeing the Dow Jones just do its thing since then. Pretty amazing. So just climbing up through the 26th, 27th, 28th, that time period before, retesting the 618 and then breaking past the 702. Tying us right there around that 5-day window past our new moon, full moon time period. You can see that new moon right here around the 23rd, the 28th, 5 days later, being just as bullish as well. Roughly 5 days past the new moon, we tend to get a bullish energy. New moons are bullish, full moons are bearish. We know we got the full moon approaching that we're going to be talking about in this video as well. So pretty interesting the last few days. We got this low right there at around the 27th and 28th. The 27th and 28th again was the day that left 33 days left in the year, and we've been pumping since then to the 223 and the 322 exponential moving averages, getting rejected and just pinching in between both of these. Will we end up holding as support and moving up, getting rejection from this 181 or this 1900 psychological range, this 187 penal code for murder? Who knows? Potentially just some things we can pay attention to moving forward to end out and filling out the 22 year before heading into the new year and a potential reset around the January full moon. Could we climb up for the rest of the year before getting rejected heading into new year, having a reset, new year, Genesis 1-1, January 1st, the new year, all about a reset right there. So very esoteric. Pay attention right here. So who knows? We know we're all up in the Jubilee year, and this is all about change on the 50th year. Based on my research and gnosis, we're in that 50th year right now. From September of 2022, which we just passed recently, till September of next year. So around the 15th and 16th of September. So that's going to be the Jubilee year and window that we can witness change and, financial turmoil, economic turmoil, change all over the world. So very important. And then we can look at one day, 11:30 on the last day, which was the monthly close, was 9 weeks and 3 days from the beginning of Rosh Hashanah and the start of the end of the Shemitah. Very esoteric, being 66 days. That's a power number. Very powerful number right there. This 93 is a very powerful number as well, tying us into Saturn. So this day right here ended the 7-year cycle. So boom, right here. So very important. The things we've been talking about for just months. All right. One thing I brought up recently was, don't get excited about, these large breakdowns in structure and just being adamant that this is the bottom. After we get a large reversal, we get a rejection right here, and I've told you we can be arduously pushing down here and refilling in some of these ranges, and that's what we've done over time. Just showing this as a support horizontally over the last, several 2-hour candles, going back to the 9th of September or of November. Everybody was saying that this was the bottom and we weren't going any lower, but I was just saying, let's relax. I wasn't speaking directly to the pioneers here, but I was speaking to the crypto community that was focused on this concept of this is the very bottom, this is the lowest low we're going to get. I'm just trying to keep people calm. There's more opportunity to come to the downside possibly. This low came in on 11.9. Could we fall to $11,900? mirror of 9/11. Who knows? A great accumulation opportunity. So don't get caught up on the fact that the bottom is already in when we're still searching and roaming for a bottom. So we're in a 5-day window of the full moon coming up, heading into tomorrow, being on the 6th and the 7th of December. So we still are in that 5-day window of bearish energy where we can break support of these moving averages and break structure again, where we've seen that over time maintain a horizontal range and then show our energy pushing down even more around full moons or double eclipse periods. Over a year now we've got a sell-off around a double eclipse period the last 3 times. So very important. Basically every double eclipse period since April of 2021 we've sold off. So very important. December 4th of last year, if we were to look at that, it's around this time right here, we had a sell-off. It was a December eclipse. Then we had a November, December eclipse this year. Then we had an April and May eclipse. And then we just had a October and November eclipse. And we've had sell-offs all 3 times. So we're used to this repeat. And some months there are deviations from this. We know the eclipse bring this very volatile move, but new moons, we're tracking these lunar cycles pretty well. But what I'm saying about this 5-day window is we can continue to push down and finally set that lower low before pushing up and finally filling out this spring in Wyckoff reaccumulation. So pay attention for a potential pivot in energy that can then take us into a trend reversal and deviation where we're then setting higher highs and higher lows over the next several years. This is going to be a long drawn out period. So remember that. For my community here, I'm trying to really share that and share with you, don't get excited on the first rally up. De-risk, take advantage, de-risk, take advantage, de-risk, take advantage. Not financial advice. I really care and I'm committed to get y'all the best advice possible. So, just sharing my thesis and investment strategy, not financial advice. So let's see where we want to go from here. I'm gonna grab a quick drink of water, excuse me. Alright. Alright, so the pioneers here that are hungry and stay focused and stay calm throughout the next 4 to 5 months are really gonna benefit. They're gonna be able to just succeed. The more they stay away from the narratives and the distractions of social media, like BlockFi and Coinbase and all these narratives going around, still talking about Sam Bankman-Fried and SBX and FTT token, whatever. The people that are truly tapping in and paying attention at this time and in developing their investment thesis and not getting caught up in the emotional roller coaster that goes on by these market makers that they project onto us through social media, we're going to succeed. The whole Shemitah year, I've been warning you, this is a time to protect your energy, your prana. Pay attention to the narratives. We always have these narratives come around all-time highs and all-time lows that are followed by economic change and new structure and new narratives that are pushed around the world, that have this continuum of what is called the totalitarian tiptoe that is enforcing and keeping people distracted. So take focused action right now. Become successful. That's what this video has been about, Develop your skill mastery in your craft, your purest investment, Success is obtainable by dumb people, smart people, short people, fat people, beautiful people, ugly people, fast people, whatever. You can outrun anyone and still be a failure, though. It doesn't matter if you're not applying action, okay? Focused action. Successful people focus their action. Unsuccessful people are distracted by the narratives. Alright? You can disregard everything I said about short, fat, ugly, whatever. That's irrelevant. But that's what a majority of people in society focus on. A majority of people think they need to be this, and that's why they keep getting caught up in this cycle. And it's nonsense. You know? Don't do that. Don't chase. We talked about this at the beginning of the video. Just be you. Everything will come to you. Develop your craft, your skill, your thesis, and you'll grow from there. So the bigger point of this video is coming back to our investment, our mindset, especially people who are involved in cryptocurrency. You ain't got to be the smartest person in this market to become successful as an investor. You just got to control your emotions. Know the cyclical nature of these markets, the things that they're built around, and take action. Know when to respond instead of reacting. Now the market maker is going to give you Sam Bankman, and he's going to give you BlockFi, and get you sucked into the vortex of their emotional nonsense. Because these markets are built on emotions, and they want to keep you distracted so you're never taking action. Just remember these words. This is what this episode is about. This is what it's allowing me to do. Come out here and just go off the wall and enter these moments of breaking down what really matters the most. What's the philosophical part of investing that very few people want to tap into because they're caught up in this idea of bull run, bear market, tethered crash, XRP going to the moon, 589 overnight? Whatever. What's Sam Bankman-Fried doing with his money? Fraud! Do you realize that all the people in this blockchain world and realm, they're probably all tied to scandal and pedophilia and drama and nonsense? So don't get invested in these people with your belief. They're all frauds. They don't give a shit about you. They're all blood-sucking vampires. They literally do not care about you. I don't care if it's Brad Garlinghouse or Charles Hutchinson's CZ from Binance. These people, Elon Musk, these people are in bed with politicians, governments, the central banks. They are the market maker. Don't be shook when something happens with them. It's a ploy. Don't get excited when something seems good about them. Your investment thesis has to be where you stand, with the research you've done, okay? With the dollar cost averaging you've done, with the de-risking you've done, like we told you right up here in one of our last videos. You know, we've seen these cycles play out time and time again since the inception of Bitcoin, okay? These cyclical natures around the moon patterns, etc. Things we share with you here around astrology, numerology, gematria, everything is math. And then we've seen these narratives where Bitcoin is a scam and Bitcoin's going to zero and it's getting banned and over the last 13, 14 years, and then it hit a new all-time high later. What's the difference now? The same narratives are perpetuating themselves, and they're keeping retail investors in a cycle of not taking action, like buying now, not financial advice. Buying at 15K like we told you in the year of the tiger. Tiger equals 15. See how it all plays out? When you're more enlightened and you're not asleep, still consuming content. When you consume content, be motivated and influenced by it to perpetuate your action. To build your craft or skill. To carve away at the plan you got. Instead of becoming reactionary and scared and fearful or excited when we're in a rally. That's what happens to basic investors, not professional investors. That's why only 10% of investors become successful, and it has a 90% fail rate in investing. That's why people FOMO in at the top of a bull run and sell at the bottom of a market. It's a cycle, and we're so special here at the Daily Candle Close News because us pioneers here every single week, every single month, over the past couple years now, we're getting better and better, redefining our craft, being a community that's helping each other and helping each other thrive. Whether that's emotional stability or in developing their investment plan or motivating them to be their higher self, unlocking their God status. Genesis 1:26-27 says you were built in the image of the Elohim. Don't get caught up in the drama and the theatrics. So let's get back into some of the TA. I'm done with the rant today. The market psychology. there hasn't been a ton of change in the market since the last video I came out, but I'm going to do my best to come in and get into everything as usual. We've been talking about this kind of downtrend, and it's forming this bear flag-ish, bear pennant, to be exact. We've got this bear pennant where we got this falling trend into a, boom, we're breaking out of it right now, but we could, fall back down. Some people could say and argue that this was a bear flag, and, that's very quite possible. Thus far, we're in that energy heading into the full moon, coming up very recently. This could be a falling pattern and fall down to the bottom of this to around 14K, 147. Who knows? Very possible as well. So we've got something to consider playing out in the cards moving forward. That looks a lot better right there. We need to have 2 or 3 multiple touch points. So really important to take note of right now. We're heading for a potential lower low and the final low in the market, still around 13, 12, 11K. So if we were to look at this on a grandiose time period and look at this on the weekly, I mean, we're seeing a very possible similar reaction to right back in here. One more final low before an automatic rally. Something I want you to take note of heading into April, the next solar double eclipse period. This was a solar time period back in 2019, heading out of our 2017-18 bull market top, blow off top. So very, very similar right here. Could we get one more final break of structure and low before building structure and heading out over time into April? Who knows? That brings us back into 28, possibly 32,200 before the end of the year next year. Who knows? Something we've talked about, and we get this very similar yin-yang pattern. We get this bowl, and now we're getting the bowl again. So we get these bowls. You get the bowl, and it's boom. You get a bowl, boom. Another bowl, boom. So it's always like a yin-yang or a sine wave, amplitude over time. So who knows? I'm just here to say it's definitely a possibility that we fall even lower, something to consider, and have your limit orders bought or set so you can buy. And that's going to put even more pressure on the altcoins, and they'll sell down even lower than where they're sitting right now. So have the concept of being ready to buy in, especially if you see a sub 30 cent XRP, a 2 cent Hedera hash graph, a 2 cent VeChain, 1 cent VeChain, etc. I don't want to get too deep into that concept and philosophy of what the altcoins will do for lower levels. We've talked about this in several videos for certain cryptocurrencies over time, and I don't want to be a broken record, but from the technical perspective, the fact that we're leaning into a full moon in December, just like last year, this very volatile December 4th day, boom, where was it at? Back here somewhere, over on the weekly time frame. But last year, this December 4th time period, we sold off. We opened at 53,000 and we ended the day at 49. Fell to a low of 41. Fell down 12K, in one day. So who knows? We could see a very similar time period to December of last year. Something very important to pay attention to. So who knows? Definitely don't want to leave this technical analysis out. We've talked about this so much, and I want to reiterate it. Possibly just retesting this automatic rally high, 13,700, the 137 being the 33rd prime number. I might have to add that to my 33 chart, right here. We might have to add a horizontal trading range to 13,700, the 33rd prime number. We'll do that right now for you all. could we possibly fall to this range in December? January, yeah, that's accumulation. We'll leave it green. We want to de-risk them when it gets red. We'll accumulate at this range. We'll set a limit order today in case, we were to fall over the next month or two to this range. Very important. Very, very important. All right. Now, let's see where we want to go from here, you guys. Talked about December full moon. That's December 6th and 7th, leading into the 8th. We'll consider it a day transitioning into and a day transitioning out of the full moon. The same as January 6th, 7th, and 8th. Going to be right there around that same time period. So these two full moons coming up are something we got to consider bringing a sell-off in the markets, potentially the final low and the very bottom of the structure playing out over time. All right. December 1st, today, leaving 30 days left in the year, being a date numerology of 55, something I've brought up for quite some time. What was this from our last eclipse? 3 weeks, 3 days, 33 days. And we've been talking about this 33 today. Not surprising. December 1st today, being the start of the 25 days of Christmas. Merry Christmas, you guys, for those that celebrate it. Happy Hanukkah, early Hanukkah for those that do not. That's coming up as well in December 14th through the 16th. December 18th through the 26th. The 14th of December is the new Avatar movie, you guys. You got Saturnalia coming up. We'll talk about this in a little bit. But Jesus' birthday, Nimrod's birthday, Christmas, the sun dies, the winter solstice will be the 22nd, and the sun will die for 3 days, and it will rise again on December 25th, Christmas, Jesus' birthday being the sun. Okay, so very esoteric, very important for astrology as well. So awesome time period right now. If we go back to Rosh Hashanah though, and the start of the Shemitah, it's going to be the full moon. The transition day into the full moon is going to be 72 days from the start of Rosh Hashanah. This is going to be tying us into Bitcoin. So very important, this time period coming up. So that's 72 right there, tying us into Bitcoin. All of this happening right after our 11/7 full moon. We've got this low. Could we get another lower low around 72 days after Rosh Hashanah for Bitcoin? Very important because we're approaching, again, Saturnalia. This is like the purge, and it has everything to do with what later became Christmas. Okay? This is a Roman festival and holiday in honor of the god Saturn, but yet Santa Claus is given the modern interpretation of it all. These were known as the lawless days, also known as the best of days. Okay, this is known where pretty much anything went and goes. Where slave owners would do a role play in reversal. Slave owners would be the ones that served the slaves. And, it was very interesting to learn about this holiday and the purge and the sacrifices made around this time period and the gifts given. Very similaristic to Christmas, etc., that we symbolize today. It's so amazing. So, very important. This will actually be starting on December 17th, the 50th week of the year, during the 50th week of the year, in the Jubilee year, the 50th year. So all very esoteric and important. What could happen during this time period of December all the way to January and the full moon of January, right there at the beginning of the year, the restart of the year. Could we get a restart in the markets? It wouldn't be uncommon. We've seen new all-time highs come in December in the fourth quarter, or all-time lows come in December in the fourth quarter, heading into January. So very important, something we've got to continue to pay attention to moving forward. So irrefutable, undeniable. We see that there's a recent pump though on Bitcoin moving up into this little time of the last few days. And again, we just had the 333rd day of the year, the 330th day of the year, a day leaving 33 days left in the year, and not surprising, we just have been pumping since then. And now we're getting a rejection from the 322, 223 skull and bones moving averages that we use. Not surprising, heading into the full moon. Could we get this be our fake out and bull trap before heading down to a bear trap? I do believe this is going to be a fake out followed by rejection over time. Maybe we go up to 181, who knows, or go up to 17.5. Got there, we did get above 17k, so we've already got above 17k, 173. This could be where we get rejected and fold over and ride the downside of this trend line before and we could probably just honestly move this right here. That's our true breakout, right here around the 29th of November. That's when we started to break back above this moving average. But we know we don't hang out above these long, How long do we and how high do we go to de-risk before accumulating again? So this trend line, as far as resistance and support, does matter a lot, okay? Especially with these 2-hour candles holding support and then finally climbing up. That's going to be a long the market opportunity. But if we break back below this and get rejection, we could just keep coming down. Keep that in mind. And I'm just sharing this technical analysis with you all because when you break out of a resistance, you come and back testing as a new support, and that would be bullish, but only if we break our local highs. So all we know is by the end of today, this week, closing the markets, heading forward, there's potential for these markets to get absorbed and then get washed out. Okay? Undeniable, it can happen. So 14k and even less. So we want to pay attention to the lunar cycles and the fact that this is just a continuation of a downtrend over time that we've been talking about in prior videos. So until we're breaking back above 19,000, 20k, that psychological range, then there's nothing to talk about here. All right, our previous resistance range at 21.5, that there's nothing to talk about. So until we hold daily candle closes and 2-day, 3-day candle closes above this, we're not out of the weeds yet in the crypto market. So pay attention to everything we've been saying. Be open-minded. I know it's a lot because we're in crypto and we want to follow the narratives and the nonsense. 24 hours a day, it's the crypto casino. It never stops trading. But calm down, spend time with yourself, develop your thesis, and when you hear me talk about these things, have an open mind to them. We're in the final moments of filling in the bottom, and this can still take a month and a half or so. But if we were talking stocks, that's a different story. Okay, I'm just solely talking cryptocurrency right now. People in the stock market are used to 3, 4, 5 months, a year, 2 years before they see the volatility we've been seeing in a week, 2 weeks, a year in cryptocurrency. So kind of look at this bottom that we're calling it as a big time frame. Okay, it takes about a year, like we've been discussing here. Multiple downtrends. All right, multiple building opportunities, de-risking opportunities to build back and de-risk again before we shift into an automatic rally and a trend reversal, which has everything to do with the moon phases of April and May of 2023, the next solar phase. So get in at these lows. Amazing opportunities. Something to consider on this trend line right here. The rejection from 181, 17,000 psychologically. Definitely want to pay attention to that 17 number. Very important. Just one example is this word right here. We could really see these markets get killed. 17. At the 17k range. You can just keel over at that 17k. So ultimately getting above 17k and these moving averages would be positive heading forward. Let's look at the 2-day. 29th, December 1st. Okay, so This is our first 2 days, so it should close tomorrow, today and tomorrow. We can just get this washout, just very Twin Towers like. Don't want to get too excited of upside right here. This is a bullish engulfing right now, but this to over today and tomorrow could just really wash right back down. It wouldn't be uncommon. We've seen that going back, like right here, over a 4-day time period. Just patience, okay? Patience gets rewarded. So the downside below this level of 15,000 would be 14,000, right there at around that. I'd say that 137 is the most important range if we get into that 13K range, the 33rd prime number. So if we go below that, it'd be highly likely to get to that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or this 11.9 range if we were to get into below 12K. Just really eating in some of these areas back here. But I don't want to get too caught up into that idea. Let's see what happens moving forward. We're giving you the ranges, the de-risk, the upside. We know that's 181 right now. If we get above that, it's 187, 19K even, that 1993. If we're to approach 20K again. So these levels are going to be beautiful to take advantage of. And downside advantages, well, we know what those are. We've been sharing them for months. So let's talk about Ethereum for a moment before we get off of here, and then we're going to talk about XRP. Let's look at this on the 2-hour time frame. So not surprising, we've talked about a lot of these horizontal ranges for quite some time on Ethereum, and we're finally back above this psychological $1,250 range. That's been a support horizontally for quite some time, and we know we tend to hold this and then climb from it, but we're in this downtrend. We'll extend this trend line out some every time we get above it we've only seen one time that we've got above it over the last since August. So one time we got above it, failed to hold it as support. We'll have to see what happens now. This could be the last time we had a breakout of it, support, breakout again, like a fake out. Who knows? If we fail to hold this 12 psychological range, $1,250 range, then we're going to probably fall more to that $1,100 range, that $1,100 range. $1,150, that's going to be another horizontal trading range that we can look at over time. This wick right here fell down to around there, had rejections and supports, over time right there around that time period. Psychologically, that 1,173 range. We've talked about these. So great opportunities to accumulate if we get this. So until we start breaking above 1,400, nothing to get excited about, especially this area right here of 144. Psychologically, the 144,000 chosen they talk about in the Bible. Who knows? Very esoteric. And if we get above that 15, 16, 17, love to get back above this trend line that we were talking about quite some time ago, holding support above that and moving up. But I would like to see ETH swipe below 1,000 one more time, especially around the December, January full moon. If Bitcoin was to get another sell-off, it would be really awesome to get that opportunity. The market doesn't do what I want, but I see that as an opportunity to build for the future and eat fruit in the future, accumulating below $911 right there. That's where I've got a limit order set at 911. Psychologically, Bitcoin fell on the last lunar eclipse a few days ago on 11.9 to a low. We're possibly about to break that low. So could we see Ethereum fall to 800, 750? Who knows? Got some limit orders set. We'll see what gets hit. But this is where I stand. So let's talk about XRP for a second before we get off of here. Who knows what's going to happen? Something I've just continued to talk about for quite some time is just, don't get lost in the sauce around this coin, you guys. Build your thesis, accumulate, de-risk, trade this coin. Not financial advice, but we're back above the 223, the 322 on the 2-hour time frame. Something we shared, you know. We accumulate when we're under it. We de-risk when we're above it. So, you know, we've been going over this over and over again, gravitating back up to this 40, 44, 40, 43 cent range. Something we've talked about in one of our last videos was gravitating back towards this trend line before possibly getting rejected again and setting a lower low. We've talked about how every time we've got up to this trend line, rejected from it, got above it, rejected to hold support of it, we've ultimately set a lower low moving forward. So heading into 2023, I expect this trend line to be important until we finally break above it and hold support, and then it's invalidated. So in the meantime, get ready to de-risk again, not financial advice, before possibly getting into a below 30 cent XRP, 27 to 22 cent. So not financial advice. Definitely right here at this 322, you want to still have your limit orders set to accumulate. If it swipes through that and goes even lower, have multiple accumulation orders set. So not financial advice, you guys, but heading into the full moon could be pretty bearish. So potentially a swipe up to 44 cents, maybe 42 cents again. So, but in my last video, I was talking about 41 to 44 cents again, and we got that right around the new moon. So beautiful to watch this all play out, hitting above our moving averages, and then so far failing to really show a breakout. So multiple lower highs, you guys. Not financial advice, very bearish. So, you know, the Bollinger Bands, we can easily just sell below these. All right. Yeah, not seeing anything too. This 55's pretty important. We could be holding support of it right now, but if we break that, we're definitely coming to below 39 cent XRP, possibly all the way back down to 36 cents, 37, who knows. But none of this is looking pretty healthy right now to me. The exponential movement averages, I was hoping to see them in a bullish posture, but definitely seeing this market being the new month of December, heading into the beginning of the year, start to see a bearish energy continue to kick in, possibly downside before a significant rebound and upside over the next several months. So I'm going to leave this video here. Certainly hope you all enjoyed it today. Just getting back into it, you know, talking about the month of December and some important things coming up like Hanukkah and Saturnalia this year. If we were to type both of those out, it's going to give us this 33 number that we were talking about today in this video. Hanukkah 2022, giving us that 33 in Chaldean, as well as Saturnalia this year. So giving us that same 33. So today is December 1st. Happy start of your 25 days of Christmas, you guys. Those of you that celebrate Hanukkah, we'll kick that off later in the month, around the 18th. But enjoy, take care, and God bless. Pioneers rise, build your fortress, and build your legacy.